Everyone is talking about AI replacing jobs, but that's not the real crisis. The real crisis is leadership. AI is not killing most companies. Leadership is. Disconnected leadership is. Delayed leadership that hides behind dashboards, reports, and endless analysis instead of actually showing up for people. Here's the truth. AI did not create a leadership crisis. It exposed one because the workforce changed faster than leadership did. Employees changed, expectations changed, communication changed, speed changed, trust changed. If we haven't met yet, I'm Steve Yapsuga. I work with companies navigating leadership breakdown, workforce shifts, and AI disruption. This channel, The Clarity Advantage, is about helping leaders cut through the noise and operate with clarity. Most leadership teams are getting completely wrong right now. Many leaders are still operating like it's 10 years ago. Meanwhile, their teams are living in a completely different reality. That gap, it's widening fast. What we're seeing right now is this. Organizations have more tools than ever and less clarity, more data than ever and weaker decisions, more automation than ever and less human connection. That's the contradiction. And a lot of leaders think they're evolving just because they're using AI. But using AI is not the same thing as leading in the AI era. That's the difference. And that is the problem. Leaders are surrounded by AI tools, prompts, analytics, automated reports, meeting summaries, forecasting models, drafted emails for AI-generated strategies. And instead of making leaders sharper, it's making them more distant and distracted. They're substituting outputs for judgment, analysis for decisiveness, polished communication for real communication. A difficult conversation gets delayed because someone says, "Let me run this through the model." A decision that should take 2 days takes 2 weeks because the data isn't fully conclusive yet. And while leadership keeps analyzing, the team keeps drifting. That drift is expensive because people don't experience leadership through PowerPoints. They experience it through clarity, through coaching, through consistency, through whether actually somebody shows up when things get messy. And right now, that's exactly where the breakdown is happening. Gallup study showed that global employee engagement dropped to just 21% last year. The manager engagement rate dropped from 30 to 27%, and managers drive 70% of the team engagement variance. The people who are responsible for driving engagement are increasingly disengaged themselves. That's not a small problem. That's a system-level problem. Managers are the translators. They're the relay point between strategy and execution, the people who coach, reinforce, clarify, and stabilize. So when manager engagement drops, the whole organization feels it. And in the US, employee engagement fell to 31%, the lowest level in over a decade. People aren't less committed. They're reacting to unclear leadership, emotionally distant leadership, leadership that's over-automated, under-engaged. People aren't asking for too much. They're responding to too little clarity, too little presence, too little real leadership. Leadership is failing because too many leaders are choosing analysis over clarity, distance over presence, and automation over engagement. This isn't just a communication problem. It's a structural problem. The middle management layer has been collapsing, and I've been talking about this for a long time. AI is accelerating it. Helio Labs found that middle management job postings fell 42% from the April 2022 peak. Korn Ferry reports 41% of employees say that their companies have already reduced management layers. Gartner projects through the rest of this year, 20% of organizations will use AI to flatten structures and eliminate more than half their current middle management roles. The middle layer wasn't bureaucracy. It was the glue. It was the coaching, context, escalation, mentorship, emotional steadiness, discipline, continuity. And in so many organizations, that glue is being ripped out faster than leadership capability is being rebuilt on. So when you remove too much middle management too fast, the company may look leaner on paper while becoming more fragile in reality. Senior leaders get dragged in for details. Frontline teams feel unsupported. Managers become overloaded. Communication slows, accountability blurs, and leadership weakens. AI accelerates exposure. Before AI, weak leaders could hide longer. They could survive on vague language, slow decision cycles, information fog. That world is gone. Employees can spot a templated response instantly. They can feel when a message is polished but empty. They know when a leader is avoiding the real issue. Here's the irony. The better AI gets at producing polished content, the more valuable authentic leadership becomes. People feel the difference between a drafted message and a real one, between a summarized answer and a clear decision, between automated check-in and genuine care. Too many leaders are using AI to create the appearance of leadership instead of practicing leadership. They automate communication without deepening trust. They automate summaries without improving judgment. Automate updates without strengthening alignment. And their people feel it immediately. AI can amplify intelligence. It cannot replace emotional steadiness, courage, judgment, or trust. I sat with CEOs who knew a leader was failing, not because they lacked skill, but because they had stopped showing up for their people. And everyone saw it. Everyone felt it. But instead of addressing it directly, they waited and waited, hoping that somebody else would step in. No one did. And the team paid the price. Trust eroded, culture cracked, and people left. That wasn't an AI problem. That was a leadership courage problem. In telecom infrastructure, field operations, wireless, where I've lived, technology has absolutely improved the game. Better scheduling, better routing, better diagnostics, better ticketing, improved visibility. But when organizations lean too hard into systems and not hard enough into leadership, the field feels it first. The people closest to the customer, closest to the site, closest to the problem. They know before corporate does when leadership becomes too remote. Dashboards don't coach a technician. They don't calm a team after a bad week. They don't build trust after a reorg. And they don't explain why priorities changed. Systems can see more, but leaders still interpret and must interpret more. Leaders have more information than ever, more scenarios, more forecasts, more recommendations. So why do so many organizations feel slower? Because more information doesn't create more conviction. It creates hesitation. AI can generate 10 scenarios, then 10 more, then a new risk analysis, then a rewritten message. Leaders get trapped in a loop of intellectual productivity without executive clarity. They feel busy. They feel informed. They feel sophisticated. But when the team experiences delay and delay communicates uncertainty, teams don't need perfect decisions. They need clear direction. AI gives infinite options. Leadership still requires choosing one and owning it. The new leadership playbook looks like this. Clarity over complexity. AI generates complexity. Leaders must generate clarity. Presence over prompts. AI drafts the message. Leaders deliver the conviction. Engagement over automation. AI should remove admin burden so leaders can coach more, listen more, recognize more, align more. AI should give leaders more bandwidth to be human, not more sophisticated ways to disappear. The workforce has changed. The middle layer shrank. Management engagement weakened. Employee engagement fell. AI accelerated all of it. The companies that struggle most won't be the ones that fail to adopt AI. They'll be the ones that adopt AI without redesigning leadership. The future doesn't belong to leaders with the best AI prompts. It belongs to leaders who can take speed, uncertainty, complexity, and change and still create trust. They can still create clarity, still create direction, still create belief. AI may be the most powerful tool of this era, but leadership is still and always will be a human advantage. If this message resonates, subscribe. Every week I talk about leadership, workforce transformation, strategy, and what it takes to build a strong organization in this changing world. Drop a comment where you see the biggest leadership gap right now: clarity, communication, trust, or decision making. Let's build leadership what this era demands. The workforce has changed. Leadership must change with it. Thanks.